Dossoles Holiday is here with 4 brand new operators, one of them being a welfare that introduces a brand new Liberator branch for guards, Tequila. The tests were conducted using 2 different Tequilas, both at E2 level 40 with trust below 100, the former having skills at level 7 and the latter having skill 2 at mastery 3, as well as both being potential 6. The reduction in the trust bonus won't affect the conclusions, and the footage for both skill levels will be marked accordingly. His HP, defense and resistance are very high and he is also a free block. However, his attack power is very low, though his attack interval is 1.2 seconds, so 0.1 seconds lower than the guards from the Lord branch. His trait works in a way that when he is not using a skill, he has 0 blocks and cannot attack. At the same time, he charges his attack power and tops out at plus 200% after 40 seconds. The attack increase gets removed after the skill ends. You can see when his attack power is fully charged when his sword changes the color. His talent makes him deal arts damage equal to 23% of his full attack power to the enemy attacking him when he is not using a skill. Skill 1 increases his attack speed by plus 38 and makes him deal damage equal to 150% of his attack power at skill level 7. Those values change to plus 50 and 170% at mastery 3. The skill always lasts 20 seconds and the SP cost at level 7 is 20 and doesn't change with masteries. It's a rather generic damage boosting skill, but it does a fairly good job against single targets, though its technically low cost SP is undermined by the charge time of Tequila's trait. Skill 2 expands his range and makes his attacks hit 2 enemies with the damage equal to 200% of his full attack power at skill level 7 and 230% at mastery 3. The skill duration is 15 seconds and the SP cost is 20 from level 7 onwards. Additionally, this skill has second charge similar to Carnelian's skills, and when it's charged, it hits 1 more target for the total of 3, which is conveniently same as Tequila's block count, and makes the skill last 30 seconds. So the total skill charge excluding the initial SP becomes 40 seconds, which is the same as the charge time of his trait. This skill offers big multi-target burst damage and is the preferred one to use. While the first skill doesn't have the additional charge, you will have to wait the extra 20 seconds anyway if you want the full damage output. At that point, skill 2 offers better uptime at the same charge time, and if there are at least 2 targets, it also does more damage. While both skills offer manual activation, skill 2 also offers the ability to turn it off. He has a good synergy with buffs such as Warfarine or Arc, as they increase his burst damage a lot. How is he for the trust farms? In standard stages he isn't a great choice due to him being a 0 block outside of the skill. How about the currently running Dossoles Holiday event? DH9 is the stage to grind long term, and there he can solo Pancho with skill 2 at just level 7 if he has the right stickers on. He is good for stages with elite enemies like 3-8, 5-10 or M8-6 to name a few. As for CC usability, he will push well above minimum risk 18 and risk 8 for the main and daily maps, thanks to his burst damage potential, though not necessarily max risks. Is he worth raising? He is easy to recommend given his high stats, low DP cost and very high damage output. He does have a bit of a learning curve however. While his second skill offers a lot of control, you have to keep his trait in mind, in order to deal the most damage. Now, while Tequila is the only operator in the Liberator branch, there is one specific comparison that you may have heard, or you just look at the thumbnail of my video, and that's with SilverAsh. Tequila's skill 2 and SilverAsh's skill 3 do share similarities in how they work. Of course, SilverAsh offers much bigger range and can attack 3 more targets when fully mastered. That said, Tequila has higher damage output per target, so if there are no more than 3 enemies in the range, he will outperform SilverAsh. That changes with the 4th target onwards. The skill rotations are also different. Assuming Mastery 3, SilverAsh's first skill 3 activation only costs 15 SP of the full cost of 90, but then the subsequent activations will require the full cost unless he gets redeployed, which allows him to reduce the charge time a bit. Meanwhile, Tequila's second skill at Mastery 3 requires 28 SP for its first full charge, and additional 12 seconds if you factor in the trait charge. So the first activation of Tequila's second skill will take longer if you want the full power, but the subsequent activations should be faster even at full 40 seconds charge. Also worth noting is that Tequila's skill doesn't reduce his defense like it is the case with SilverAsh's skill, and thanks to his high stats he can survive in the front line without any major issues. But he cannot attack air enemies while SilverAsh can. While Tequila is much cheaper to deploy at just 10 DP at potential 6 and doesn't have to be redeployed, SilverAsh can be more versatile in big part thanks to his redeployment time reducing talent, if you can afford the additional DP cost, which typically you should be able to, and it also works on other operators. So both of them have their strengths and weaknesses while not invalidating each other. In fact, you can use both of them at the same time as showcased in DH9. If you don't have SilverAsh, however, Tequila will fill in the gap for the burst multi-target physical damage. His second skill is definitely worth mastering all the way to Mastery 3 once you promote him to Elite 2, but if you are on a tight budget, at least give him one mastery. Since he is a welfare operator, you can easily get his potentials, and you should if you are going to race him, as they remove a lot of bottlenecks stemming from him being a welfare. As for his base talent, when he is stationed in the trading post, if the gold value of the order is higher than 3, so 4, he increases the LMD acquisition by 500, going up from 2000 to 2500. Additionally, his smooth consumption gets reduced by 0.25. This talent works wonders when paired with E2 Shamara and E2 Kafka or Bybig, as they increase the acquisition rates of high value orders. If you don't have Shamare, you can still use him, but that requires more work. He only has to be in the trading post when the order acquisition begins, so you can drop him in right before a smaller order completes, and if the next order is the big one, you can take him out as soon as it starts. You could just get him to E1 level 70 and leave him there, but he will only offer 2 blocks and have his base talent LMD increase halved. He is a good choice for early game to get the source of burst damage. That's all. Next I will cover La Pluma. Thank you for watching, I hope you found the video useful, and if you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't, dislike and tell me why. Follow me on Twitch where I stream Arknights, link in the description below. Hope to see you there during Dossoles Holiday. See you next time and happy 2nd anniversary.